Keeping the rave alive.
This is Guns for Hire. You're tuned in to Kutski.
Come on! Oi, Kutski, your name's not down. You're not coming in. This is Promo, and you're tuned in to Keeping the Rave Alive with the one and only Mr. Kutski.
Hey guys, it's DJ Anime, and this is Kutski. Keeping the Rave Alive.
Yo, Kutski, this is DJ Isaac from Holland. This is Max from Forza.
Yo, what's up? This is MC Whiskey. Keeping the Rave Alive, man.
Yo, this is Gecko, and you're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with the one, the only DJ Kutski. Keeping the Rave Alive with Kutski.
Bringing you the rush.
Yes, welcome back to another edition of Keeping the Rave Alive with myself, Kutski, taking over the airwaves for the next hour with 360 degrees of the harder styles of dance music. Kicking off the show this week with a brand new one out on the Keeping the Rave Alive label today by an artist that we're massive fans of here on the show, J-Trax. Far Away, what a great way to start the show, let's do it.
It all begins to start.
Keeping the rave alive.
At the end of the day, it all begins to start. I want the stars to break like windows in the glass. And let the light escape and take me away to the land I dream to stay. I wander far away. At the day is high, windows are.
Absolute killer track. J-Trax, Far Away. As I mentioned at the start of the show, out today on the Keeping the Rave Alive label, so if you want to add this one to your Spotify playlists, pick it up for your DJ sets. It's available on all usual download and streaming platforms. Again, that's J-Trax, Far Away. It's about time we got J-Trax back in on the guest mix, isn't it? I'm sure we can arrange that in the coming weeks. So yeah, look forward to that one.
At the end of the day, it all begins to start. I want the stars to break like windows in the glass. And I escape and take me away to the land I seem to stay. I will
This is Scotty Brown. You're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with Kutski. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
As always, I want to start the show by thanking everybody supporting me over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/KTRA. If you enjoyed the show and you would like to support us here with what we do and also get up to an extra 3 shows per week and a bunch of extra content every month, that's worth checking out. I think you'll enjoy it. Once again, patreon.com/KTRA. Link in the description wherever you're listening to the show. And now let's get onto the beats this week. So we've got a very special guest mix in from the Lethal Theory crew, of course. You know, that's the Joey Riot camp, along with many, many amazing artists. They're relaunching the label and they've got a Kickstarter project going at the moment. So yeah, I wanted to get Joey, a good friend of mine, in to explain a little bit more about that later in the show. Before then, we've got all the usual features: Sample Mania, Does It Sound Good at 170, hardest record in the world, Final Vinyl. But before all of that, it's time for me to jump in the mix.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
Your meaning, what gives you all this feeling? Feel your drive, you're alive. It's the thing that feels so right. Feel your purpose, your calling to catch you when you're falling. Feel the vibe, find your tribe, chase that rush into the night. Chase that rush into the night. What's your purpose? Find the reason you want to fly. Find the reason for each day. Find the reason for your soul to beat. Find the reason for your soul to speak. You deserve everything that your heart desires. We all have a dream flowing through our veins. We are always more than what we're told. We were put here just to break the mold. If you walk the line, then make it bold. It's your life, but are you in control? Now find your purpose, your meaning. What gives you all this feeling? Feel your drive, you're alive. It's the thing that feels so right. Feel your purpose, your calling to catch you when you're falling. Feel the vibe. to catch you when you're falling. Feel the vibe, find your tribe, change that rush into the night.
Dissidence. Insurrection is imminent. Dissidence. 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 Insurrection is imminent. While politicians bigger and turn the nations of the earth against each other, our generation continues to face many threats. The truth is that it's only a matter of time until humanity faces catastrophe on a global scale. Our world as we know it is ruled by a violent underbelly, whose greed powers their ambitions. It is time that the masses rise up together in the face of this menace. Cooperation against authority. Dissidence. Fueled by dissidence. Insurrection is imminent. 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 Dissidence. Down, 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 down.
What's up, people? This is Joey Riot, and you're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with DJ Kutski.
Dissidence.
Shout out to my Scottish crew representing here, Joey Riot and David Rust with Dissidence. Absolutely love this track. Clash of Styles. Hard style meets hard trance. Absolutely awesome.
Insurrection is imminent.
Moving on in the mix now, though, the track coming in the background now, Soundrush and Hard Driver with a beautiful track. This is See You. It's Kutski in the mix, keeping the rave alive. Let's get back into the music.
Kutski beats stronger than a hurricane.
This is the place where we collide. All of these moments, all these nights. Whenever time won't say goodbye, I'ma see you on the other side.
Don't be afraid. Wherever you go, I'll guide you. Walk with me. Look for the halos. If we're running out of time, we can't let a day go by. Look for the halos. Look for the halos. Don't be afraid. Wherever you go, I'll guide you. Walk with me and look for the halos. If we're running out of time, we can't let a day go by.
Finishing up my little mini mix this week with Frontliner and John Harris, the classic Halos. This is the FTP edit. If you want the full track listing for everything that you've heard on the show, as always, head over to our website, keepingtheravealive.com. You can get the full track listing and download all the previous episodes too.
Scream if you want to go faster. Kutski.
Right, the track up next could have been the final vinyl, it could have been the sample Mania, or it could be this feature in the background. Does it sound good at 170? It was an old classic vinyl that I dug out and I just wanted to play it on the show this week. Jimmy J, All Out of Love. Like I said, it could be any of the features on the show this week, but I'm saying that it is actually an Air Supply track from the 80s, the power ballad, at 170 BPM. I'm sure we've done it as a Sample Mania in the past, and there was the Dutch hardcore version that I used to play a lot as well. Was it DJ Weirdo? But this one by Jimmy J was the version that got hammered a lot in the UK, and I kind of forgot about it until I stumbled across it recently, and it's one of those guilty pleasure tracks. I've been listening to it a lot myself. I wanted to share it with you here on the show, because hardcore's like toast. It's always better with a bit of cheese on it.
Sit down, buckle up, look at work, because you're about to hear the hottest record in the world right now.
And if you disagree with me on that one, don't worry, we don't need to fall out, because I've got a track that's definitely not cheese for you up next. Angerfist with a track called The Other Side. This landed in my inbox this week. Absolutely love it. Like I said a while back, I was excited about the reset of tempos in the hardcore scene after Mad Dog's Downtempo EP. Now this is Angerfist at 160 BPM.
To the other side.
It's The Other Side, and this is the hardest record in the world right now.
Yo guys, this is Angerfist, and you're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with your legendary host, Kutski.
To the other side. What if you were able to dream any dream you desire, any life you wish for, any pleasure, any reality, a reality without the barrier of time, the barrier of space, exploring the darkest regions of the fifth dimension. Unveil the greatest cosmic mystery, the true identity of dark matter. Be careful what you wish for. Be fearful of your desires. Welcome to the other side. unveil the greatest cosmic mystery, the true identity of dark matter. We don't exist in the real world.
Yeah, absolutely love this, and it does really excite me, the reset of the hardcore scene. I know it's cool to say, yeah, music faster, 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 but it doesn't necessarily need to be faster to be harder or darker or more underground. Actually, my favourite Angerfist track of all time was one of his first releases in the early 2000s, 2002 maybe off the top of my head, a track called Criminally Insane, which was only 155 BPM. Not to say that there isn't a place for the up-tempo fast stuff, there absolutely is, but it's the diversity in the scene that I miss, and when it's a competition over who can make the fastest record and people are starting at 200 BPM, you lose that diversity. Whereas I was always excited, when DJs would be starting at 160 BPM and finishing at 200. You got a much wider variety of hardcore, which I enjoy, so I'm excited for that to return.
Hey everybody, this is MC Deviate, and you're listening to Kutski on
Keeping the Rave Alive.
And speaking of exciting new music, this is an interesting one that landed in my inbox on the Straight On Black label, which you may remember as a classic hardstyle label back in the day. The original artists are still involved in the project with a new team working around them and a new sound, as you can hear in the background. We don't play a lot of techno on the show because I don't really know that much about it, to be totally honest, but when I hear a track that I like, I know I like it, and this is definitely one of them. Roy the Best and DJ Pila, this is Revival. saying at the start when I introduced this how it was like a different direction for the label, but the more I listen to it, the more I'm thinking about, when hardstyle first started, like, when Straight On was a big label in the scene, like early hardstyle had a lot of influences coming from techno in there as well. So, I'm saying that it's an evolution of the sound, or is it really going back to the roots? Interesting thoughts experiment. Either way, great track. Okay, Sample Mania up next, where we uncover where the samples come from on some of the biggest hits in rave music. Callum from Scotland got in touch with me and he said, "Hey Kutski, I was saddened to hear about the passing of the composer Vangelis, which got me thinking about the influence that he had on the hard dance scene." Callum gave me a bunch of different Sample Manias. He said that this one was one of the most obvious ones, so maybe I'd want to go for a deeper one, but I like the idea of sometimes of going for a more obvious one, because I think a lot of people that are into hardstyle aren't necessarily familiar with the work of Vangelis. So a cool suggestion from Callum saying how the classic from the Nasty Boys, Angel, actually took a sample from Rachel's song from Blade Runner. So yeah, let's check it out. And obviously goes without saying, rest in peace Vangelis, an incredible career and body of work that he's left behind.
Sample Mania.
Okay, it's time for the guest mix on the show this week, and something a little bit special. I've invited the guest in for a chat, my good friend Joey Riot. How's it going, Joey?
Kutski, what is happening, mate? I'm awesome. How are you?
Good, mate. Good at the moment. Yeah, feeling the vibes. The sun's outside and shining, so yeah, that's a nice change for a while, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm all beaming at the moment. You've been a busy boy at the moment, haven't you? You're in the process of rebooting the legendary Lethal Theory label. For anyone that's newer into the scene, do you want to tell us a little bit about the history of the label?
Well, yeah, that's a long history. So we started roughly tail end of 2006, just going into 2007. It's an idea I had since 2004. I was always wanting to start a record label, and I met DJ Kurt through MSN, if anybody remembers that, really showing my age. And we were at a similar stage in our career in terms of how many gigs we were getting. We were releasing on a bunch of different labels, and I told him my idea that I wanted to start a label. And I thought, we had a lot in common really quickly, not just the kind of style of music we were making and playing, but, the fan bases we were gathering and the parties we were playing, etc. And it just seemed like a logical thing. I said, if the two of us get together, it kind of brings more depth and power to the project. And he was all over it, and Lethal Theory was born. And fast forward, a bunch of years later, it's 15 years, I think, nearly now. We won 19 awards, a load of them for Best Record Label, all the artists. We had 18 artists on the label at one point. We've had hundreds of releases. And yeah, it was a huge part of my life. I've even got the insignia tattooed on my back, which nobody ever sees because I don't want to release my belly in public.
So you were talking about some of the artists on the label. Do you want to name drop some of them? Because there were some big people featured over the years.
Oh yeah, well, this is going to be bad because my memory is so shocking. I'm going to miss out some people probably, and they'll be raging at me. Let's just try and do it a bit chronologically. We had Paul F, we had Haywire, we had Chaos, we had Mike Riveri, we had Alex Prospect, Spyro, Lady Dubs. We had a bunch of MCs as well, Obi, Mayhem, Thunder. The list goes on. Plus we had a lot of guest artists feature. We had Gamma had a release on there, Technicore. Just kind of too many mentions. Deduction, Scott Brown. There was so many artists that Psy. I mean, you can Recon, you name it. Anybody that was kind of, mostly anybody in the scene, was involved in the label in some respect. And, so all those tracks are part of this whole project as well.
So you mentioned about the new project. You're actually relaunching the label now at the moment with an album. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so through a bunch of kind of mismanagement and other things that happened, changing distributors and stuff over the years, a lot of the Lethal Theory music is no longer online. So it's not available on Spotify and stuff like that. And a lot of it wasn't through fault of my own, but some of it was, like thinking grass was green on the other side, etc., moving companies. And then a lot of it was taken down. So we spent literally 2 years through lockdown trying to source the whole back catalogue, because as much as, it was my label, I run it and everything else, I'm not the most organised person in the world. So we've now got a management team who are super organised, and my life's getting in order. And they thought it was a good idea to kind of collate the back catalogue, for posterity and just, history's sake. So we started doing that. We had some amazing help from some fans in America who really kind of turned it round. We thought at one point we weren't going to be able to pull it together. They sourced a lot of the tracks that we couldn't even find from some of the artists. Get in touch with artists and they're like, I don't even know if I've got that track anymore. But we managed to pull together every single track. And that was kind of the beginning of the idea of let's bring the label back. The time seemed to be right. I was releasing on a lot of really high prestige labels. I've been releasing on like Electric Fox, Dirty Works, all these kind of labels, 170, Keeping the Rave Alive as well. All these kind of labels who seem to be pushing, the harder sound in the right direction, and being really professional, because back in the day, it was a real cowboy business, it was cutthroat. It was just, cut and paste. It was, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just a kid and throwing this stuff together and trying to do it all myself. Whereas I'm watching these professional outfits now really kind of pull stuff together. They've got, social media managers, they've got distribution agents, they've got people doing the artwork, professional videos. They've got all these different things, adverts, all these different parts that we never really took care of back in the day, and we winged it basically and still managed to win all those awards. But what I wanted to do is bring it back in a way that could encompass the professionalism that we kind of lacked maybe back in the day, but also bring the quality of the music that I feel that I'm making, and some of my peers like Mike Riveri and stuff like that are making, you know, guys that are just at the top of the game that have stuck with it through the years. And I want to give them and some of the new artists that are coming through. There's some amazing new artists. I know you signed quite a lot of them. Some of the stuff that's coming at your label is amazing, and it's important for there to be a hub for those people to have a release, a platform. And Lethal Theory was always a big platform, and we want to make it bigger and better than it ever was. And to do that, we have to infrastructure, and it's a business at the end of the day, and it costs money to do it. And it's one of those things. It was a bit like the Power Stomp album. Like, we can do this, but it's up to the fans if they want it. So it's not just a case of you're throwing money at us and we start a label. Sure, there's people to be paid, you know, like the management team, the video guys, artwork, and, you know, social media, all these kind of people who work behind the scenes. But also, we're giving some people stuff for the money. You know, I'm writing this brand new album called Joey Riot. I've already started it. One of the tracks literally got played at the weekend at EDC by the Tweakers, which I'm absolutely hyped about. You know, it's getting support of Darren Styles, David Rush. I'll need to send it over to you as well. It's just been kind of one of those. I just made it. I put it on a clip online on my Facebook, and everybody's going nuts for it. You know, I'm really trying to take the production through the roof. So this album, I've set the bar really high with the first track. I'm already working on a bunch more. I'm doing like online streams, production streams. You know, so many different things that are encompass the whole Kickstarter project. And if anybody doesn't know what Kickstarter is, it's like a GoFundMe. You pick a tier, you decide what it is you want. We've got so many things. We've got the album, we've got Lethal Theory back catalogues, the thing I was telling you about. So it's like hundreds of tracks with over 15 years of music on a USB. We've got classic CD albums from back in the day. We've got brand new Lethal Theory team t-shirts, which are just exclusive for the Kickstarter crew. Super fan bundle collection, so, you know, vinyl, signed stuff, stuff from my personal collections. Classic limited edition Lethal Theory vinyl, the last ones on earth. I've got places on my production academy, so we're teaching people the skills they need to be the next stars in dance music. At my hustlemusic.pro academy, you can do studio time with me, make a track. We've got sample packs, sound banks, project files for producers, and I'll probably even include this killer mix that I've made for the show as a wee 3B, and I thank you everyone for all their support. We're trying to make all these products and services majorly reduced in price so they're affordable for everyone. We know price of living's through the roof just now, so it depends how deep down the Lethal Theory rabbit hole you want to go, but there's something there for everyone. We're 80% funded as well, John, which is really exciting. We've only got 7 days left today to buy your tier, so please, people, don't delay. Go and get pledging now, because it's all Kickstarters. The project isn't actually allowed to happen if the target isn't hit. That's the rules. So please get out and pledge. If you do that and we hit that target, this is all happening. You get all those amazing things, and Lethal Theory's back.
So if people want to get some more hard Lethal Theory music in their life, bearing in mind it won't exist if it doesn't get supported, where can people support you with this? Okay, so you need to go to Kickstarter, kickstarter.com, and just /projects, then /Joey Riot, then /rave-riot-lethal-theory-re-launch. I know that's a big mouthful, but that is the web address. Maybe you can put a link in the show notes. I was just about to say, I'm going to all them URLs. I'm pretty good with, like, you know, techie stuff, but even my mind's boggling there. You know what? I'll just drop the link in the comments below, so everyone can find it.
We do have a short link as well, which we can provide, you know, one of those Bitly links. So we'll provide that for the show notes, man. No problem.
All good, all good. So you've done us a guest mix to promote this project. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what's coming up in the mix?
Dude, this is so hard to make, because, like I say, we put together this back catalogue, right? And there's literally hundreds of tracks, like hundreds. And I was going through the label kind of chronologically as we put it together, you know, the back catalogue, and I'm trying to pick out, you know, best tracks from certain eras, and I kind of forgot how many, like, really, really good tracks from all these different artists were, and I'm trying to kind of showcase, obviously, the best of that, but also make it flow in a really exciting manner that hasn't been showcased before. Like, I used 3 decks. There's like multiple tracks playing at the same time. There's drops from one going into a drop of another, but tried to make it like super interesting, but not like really cut off the best parts of the track. And it's been, it took 2 days to put together and perform, and you know, it was a stressful endeavour, John, but I was like, just when you asked me to do this, I was super excited to do it. It's a great platform to be on. Always, you know, you've supported me, the label, and Kurt and everybody else throughout the years through Radio 1 and even on this show a heap of times, and, you know, I can't thank you enough for that, brother. And this has been a great platform to be able to do this again, so I put my heart and soul into this, trying to give the best and biggest tracks from the label's inception, 2007, right through to current relaunch. So I've got the brand new track on there as well at the end, so everybody can hear what's to come from the forthcoming sound of Lethal Theory.
Absolutely awesome stuff. And with that all being said, it's time to let the music do the talking. These are the sounds of Joey Riot with the sounds of Lethal Theory in the mix here on Keeping the Rave Alive. Turn it up.
Stay
fucking show you, Messi. You think you know Messi? I'll fucking show you, Messi.
I'm a bad bitch, I'm about to kill shit. Motherfuckers be all up in my business. I'm a bad bitch, I'm about to kill shit. Get the fuck back and suck my dick. I'm a bad bitch, I'm about to kill shit. Motherfuckers be all up in my business. I'm a bad bitch, I'm about to kill shit. Get the fuck back and suck my dick.
I'm a bad bitch, I'm about to kill shit. Motherfuckers be all up in my business.
Did you know the village is supposed to be in
Get the fuck back and suck my
Vampire.
Suck my dick, bitch, fucking die.
Call me insecure, call me dramatic. And never look at yourself if it makes you feel better than me. How do you think saying I'm pathetic is ever gonna help? It's only helping me to leave. 'Cause I don't know how to make you happy. Your baggage is too much for me to carry. And please don't tell me that you love me. 'Cause love would never make me feel this ugly, this ugly.
got addicted to your name. I thought I'd be lost without you and me. Like a broken record plays with every lie you gave. I love you, you said every day. My love's now faded away. I'm breathing on my own, and I'm standing strong and strong. Nothing can stop me now. And now I'm breathing on my own, and I'm standing strong and strong. Nothing can stop me now. I walked away with an iron heart, and I won't let it break. I'll be okay, because you're in my bed, so I heal it now. I got an iron heart, iron heart. I got an iron heart, iron heart. I got an iron heart.
talking to right now? Who is it you think you see? Do you know how much I make a year? I mean, even if I told you, you wouldn't believe it. You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger. I am the danger. Danger.
Speak into the mic, bitch.
Goddamn right.
Many thanks to Joey Riot and the rest of the Lethal Theory crew for putting together that awesome mix for us this week to promote their Kickstarter project for the relaunch of the Lethal Theory label. I just had a look at the Kickstarter page and there's a week left as the show drops now and they're almost at the goal. So if you enjoyed these beats and you want to be a part of the relaunch and get loads of amazing music in your life, you can check out that Kickstarter. I'll post the link below wherever you're listening to the podcast so you can have a little look at the various tiers you can support at and the rewards you can get. And best of luck to my good friend Joey. Hope you make the goal, mate, and look forward to an exciting second chapter of the Lethal Theory label. So it's time for the final vinyl on the show. I've already played you some classic happy hardcore. I've already played you some early hardstyle. So we're going to go in for some hard house, a somewhat forgotten track by a good friend of mine who I haven't heard of for many, many years, but recently reconnected with him in the most bizarre way over our love of video games. He's had a very successful career within the hip-hop scene, you know, hip-hop, breaks, funk, that type of sound, obviously very distant from the rave scene, but he did have a quick cup of coffee producing hard dance music. He was part of the Honeypot Records crew with the likes of John Doe, Billy Bunter, all of those guys, which is how I got to know him back in the day, producing under the name Lee James. So we're finishing the show this week with one of his early 2000 hard house bangers, Rippin Up Wax. Just before we get out of here, I want to give some shout outs to the people that have very kindly supported me on the show this week with the virtual beers over at the website beer.keepingtheravealive.com. Link in the description wherever you're listening to the show right about now. Basically just the tip system of the show. If you've enjoyed it and you're thinking, yeah, I'd buy my beer, you can do so virtually, and that helps me out a lot with all the costs associated with the Keeping the Rave Alive brand. So I want to say a big shout out to Light Guy, who bought me a virtual beer and said, you have no idea how much I appreciate the podcast. It keeps me awake during my long night shifts in the ambulance and helps me get through tough calls. I'm 40 now and there's still no other music that I'd rather listen to. Maybe someday I'll grow up, in air quotes. The Light Guy, I'm glad to hear that the music's helping you with a very much more serious job than what I'm doing here by playing silly happy hardcore records for you. But I'm glad you're enjoying it and please never grow up. And thanks for the beer. A big shout out to somebody that just simply left their name as Hippie and the message says, I'm real drunk, so why shouldn't you be virtually drunk? So yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. Thank you very much, Hippie. Hope you enjoy your hangover. Big shout as well to DJ Greg Walton saying, get yourself a well-deserved beer on me and thank you for everything you do. So thanks very much, Greg. Really appreciate the support there. And lastly, a shout out to Gareth, who bought me a beer and said, just wanted to say I'm having a bit of a shitty time at the moment, but being able to listen to your show makes me feel happy and escape. Thank you. Gareth, sorry to hear you're going through a tough time at the moment. Obviously, I don't know exactly what it is that you're dealing at the moment. Unfortunately, life can be a bumpy road. I think we all know that. At one time or another, it's felt like it's just like endless problems and one thing after another. But the one thing that is guaranteed is there's always light at the end of the tunnel. It never rains forever. I'm glad to hear the show's helping you through, Gareth, but please just focus on brighter times ahead. Trust me, they will be coming. And in the meantime, I'm glad the music is helping you as a little bit of escapism when things get too much. It's always nice to dive into some of your favourite beats, isn't it? Cheer yourself up. So best wishes, mate. Okay, so we'll let this hard house classic run now. I'll be back on the show same time, same place next week. Until then, this is Kutski signing out. Keep the rave alive. Have a good weekend.
This is Billy Daniel Bunter. Kutski, take them back to the old school.
Rippin' up wax. 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 Rippin' up wax.